Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom,
Your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You're very charismatic. You know the right things to say.
Again, welcome to BreakRoom, the podcast that comes to you live every Saturday night from Twitch,
one intro only. Only one.
Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Wait, what just happened?
Setback.
Did I miss part of the show? That was
No,
crazy.
we had a
No.
practice run there.
That was
Definitely,
I was like,
definitely
wait,
was a
am I
practice.
bugging out right now? What just happened?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't go live when we thought we went live, so we were talking to ourselves the whole time. But I'm glad to be talking to you guys. How's everybody doing tonight?
You know, we're doing okay, doing all right.
Okay.
Even though we
Pretty
just
good.
talked for about 3 or 4 hours, I think we got some more in us, right, guys?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like your internet has no more in it. It lagged a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna just say that to you, so I don't know. It's probably me. I don't know.
That's probably me. Who knows?
Hi, Jasmine.
How you doing, Jazz? I thought you
Hi,
had your own
Jazz.
screen earlier.
Who was running a train?
What?
Whoa. I didn't say that. Nobody was talking about Thomas the Tank Engine here. I thought earlier she was on a separate camera, and I thought she was going to be on a separate camera. They were going to do a 2-camera.
Oh,
thing
yeah.
this time.
Like, and you were saying that they had a toilet in their bedroom.
It was
Or
one of
office.
these things,
Well,
one
no,
of these deals
And
here.
under the bar, but that's for Jay. I don't know what Jay does with it.
There's no toilet underneath my bar, okay?
Nobody
It's
needs
just-
proof.
It's just a
It's
plain
your-
old bar. That's it.
Look,
There's no
it's
toilets.
your home.
I just
Jay.
picture him
anything,
playing
this is
World of
jealousy.
Warcraft.
Just a bar.
like Cartman.
No World of Warcraft over here.
More bang gay. Thank you very much, Sunshine. I appreciate that. I try to be funny, but also, keep it real.
Showing love for the TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to follow me, it's not at Wolf Sama. It's at Tall and Bundy. I'd give that to you, but y'all can figure it out. You're smart. You're junkers, right?
Well, I tell you,
Hey, look at that full moon over there. That looks familiar.
the topic we might be talking to you about tonight can be considered very ghoulish and immortal.
Ghoulish.
But is it fact or fiction? And who does it better? Who's taking a piss back there? And they're saying I have a bathroom under my shit.
First of all, obviously it's not for taking a pee. What you have. A bucket is not for peeing in. That's what a bottle's for.
That's where he takes his
Either
baths.
way,
Dre, you were about to show us? We were joking, bro. Do your thing. Just mute it.
No, what? I wasn't taking a piss. I was pouring something.
we are
That's
talking
funny, though.
tonight. Vampires versus werewolves.
Yes. A very tantalizing subject, huh? Maybe.
One that
I
we
don't
would
know.
love
No?
to sink our teeth into.
Looking a little werewolfish now.
Before we even get into it, who's your favorite vampires?
Oh,
And if somebody says
Chris-
Jacob, I'm kicking them out of this podcast right now.
Jacob,
Christopher Lee.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't a
Bela Lugosi.
vampire.
Oh, see,
But
that
definitely-
goes to show you how much I know about it. Whatever
What?
his name is.
Edward.
Yeah, Edward. Whatever.
Edward Cullen, bro. Get it right.
Yeah, come on, bro. You worked at Toys R Us during that craze. How did you not just have that burned into your psyche?
Hey, at least I got one name for one of the characters right. All right.
what from Twilight?
Facts.
Yeah, that shit.
Racob and Edbird. Definitely Bela Lugosi's up there.
I liked Christopher Lee. With the
Bill Paxton in Near Dark. That was a dope movie. The 30 Days of Night.
That was a
Vampires
good
were
one.
dope. Obviously Lost.
What the hell?
Somebody disagrees with his opinion, and we don't support that here. He should be
Yeah, that
allowed
was
to
wild.
say his opinion.
Let me just tell you,
First of all,
twas not me.
no,
And it was not. It wasn't. There was nobody here.
That is a
Right.
conspiracy. What the hell happened
What
there?
was that?
What?
Did
Press
you
the wrong
kick
button?
yourself, or did you make some vampire type that you didn't mention their name?
Right?
He wasn't done.
Right?
No, I wasn't.
Rude. Just rude and impatient.
No, because the last thing I said was, let's not forget the Lost Boys. They're original glitter vampires.
You know, I never seen that.
The what?
I never seen that movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
watch it, dude. It's such a great fucking movie.
I never thought
Fright
about it like
Night.
that, but yeah, that makes sense.
They were, dude. I mean,
No,
you're
you're
gonna
right.
talk about like a bunch of dudes and like night people on the fucking beach at night with like burning canisters, and there's a sexy fucking muscular dude playing the saxophone as they're entertained. I still believe though.
Speaking of sexy, what's her name in Underworld? Great vampire.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yes, I enjoyed.
But is she
I
just-
enjoyed that universe.
Wasn't she just in the hospital recently?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Do you?
I think so.
Do you follow the news like that, Whistle Ups?
Yes,
Not really. You know.
I'm in touch with the simulation every day.
Oh, we forgot. We forgot Buffy.
For that.
Buffy the
Oh,
Vampire
Buffy.
Slayer.
The original Buffy.
How dare
Yeah,
you
with Luke Perry.
guys
Like
forget
Luke Perry.
the-
Yes.
How dare y'all forget the likes of Wesley Snipes and Eddie Murphy?
Oh.
He doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Wesley, well, yeah, he only half.
He's not. He's technically not a vampire, but I guess you could say
he's a daywalker.
he's a vampire.
He's a super.
He's a
yeah.
vampire killer too, so he's like the enemy of all the other vampires.
Dracula and Van Helsing is usually done pretty well, just in general.
Oh,
that- like that
Castlevania.
rendition.
Castlevania.
Oh yeah. That's all.
What about your
Aaliyah.
favorite werewolves?
Aaliyah
Aaliyah,
from Queen
yeah.
of the Damned? Yeah.
I liked her. I hated the movie.
It was terrible.
Like, oh god, yeah. I mean, but but her as a vampire, like that was dope. From Dusk Till Dawn.
That was a
was
weird
good-
one, but
that
it was
a
good.
vampire movie.
Salma
You know,
Hayek.
the show
Salma
wasn't
Hayek.
too bad, but I didn't see the third season.
What?
The
I
show
didn't bother
wasn't
with
too
the
bad.
show.
I remember they had a show, but I don't remember like ever watching it.
No.
I
And
don't
then
remember it had 3 seasons either. That's crazy.
the people will probably get
Yeah,
mad
they
if we
did
don't at
3
least shout
seasons,
out
but I didn't
True
see the
Blood.
third. Did we even see the second?
True Blood.
Yeah, I've
That's
never
a
seen
True
it, but I
Blood,
know
right?
they were real popular.
What's your problem?
I saw a couple
Yeah.
episodes, and I don't know. I never really cared for like vampire drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just same dating drama show, but now they're vampires. It allows them
To
to do
it-
the
yeah,
same thing
basically.
different, you know. Which
Oh, Blackula.
Blackula, right?
That's a fucking classic.
Vampire in
Yeah.
Brooklyn. That's a
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Eddie Murphy.
Nah, I didn't even think about it. You know, it's weird because I'm trying to think of like vampires in movies.
You think when you're thinking vampires, you're thinking of horror and stuff, not
Yeah,
like
but there's a lot of
comedy or
vampires.
superheroes.
Exactly. It's like its own genre of
Yeah, what about
vampire
what's his
movie.
name? What's his name? Naked Gun. Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen.
Naked Gun works.
Whoa,
Monster Squad.
Count Chocula.
Yeah. Oh, Duckula
Duckula.
from Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, is that Darkwing Duck right there?
I love Darkwing Duck.
Oh, the Count?
Duck.
Count Duckula, even though he's a lot older than he was in all those the Uncle Scrooge books and
Yeah, there's a lot of vampires we're gonna forget.
Well, what about
There's a lot of
werewolves?
good
Who's your favorite werewolf?
American Werewolf in London, The Howling.
Yes, I love that movie.
I mean Lon Chaney's the original werewolf.
The movie was okay, but I think it was with
You know, I never seen the Wolfman.
Oh, hold on.
Only
There's definitely
the one with.
They're all on Peacock, bro.
Yeah, I know. I just subscribed. That's how I got to see the Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. I enjoyed that one. I like that.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I like Team.
They was ripping heads off in that movie.
Yeah, it was much more empathetic, but still kind of raw, which was nice. I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were trying to make that, because I know they've been trying to make that horror.
Well, they're rebringing all the original, like they're bringing back the Universal monster movies and stuff where they're doing. I think Invisible Man is one of the first ones they're working on.
Supposedly, the Tom Cruise Mummy films were supposed to be part of that. I don't know if they still are or not.
No, I sure the fuck hope not.
Me either. They haven't really solidified in the universes. They should just, if they wanted, they could just connect the ones that Brendan Fraser did back in the day.
The Brendan Fraser ones, those were Universal Studios, right?
I
believe
so. I think they were.
Yeah, I believe so. Because let's not forget, we got The Rock and Scorpion King out of it.
Yeah.
With the horrible CGI.
Yeah, we did. And then the spinoff that was about mediocre as well. But we're getting off of wolf people here. Again, I said wolf people. I should be shot for that. Werewolves.
Nope. You are being politically correct, so it's all good.
I still don't change any of my statements. I like in Van Helsing the werewolf was good as well. I remember when that came out, it was very visceral for like a change that they were able to show, because he was like ripping his skin off with the CGI, and it looked like skin coming off, and it looked like he was just getting huge and literally ripping out of his flesh.
That shit was hot. But going back real quick to the Universal Monsters, because I was trying to shout out to y'all as my technical glitch was happening. Shout out to Kevin Bacon, because he was the best Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I couldn't let that slide there.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know the name of them, but I do enjoy the Invisible Man from back in the day that was featured in Abbott and Costello. Like those kind of like throwback actors kind of all did a really good job for their time. Granted, the Invisible Man was literally just them doing prop setups to make it look like there was a person there, but the voice acting on top of it did a good job. And then when he was on screen, he played a character quite well, just like the rest of them did. But for modern times, I'd agree with that. Although there's not really many of them.
So no, there was a new one, and that one was pretty good. But I still like Hollow Man better.
I prefer him in Tremors.
You know, I've been thinking hard about this week.
What about Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th. He's not an Invisible Man.
No,
He's
Kevin Bacon. What is it? Yeah, Kevin Bacon was in Friday the 13th.
I'm trying to think, which one was he in?
I'm like
the first one.
Yeah, just like Johnny Depp was in
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, that was kind of a surprise. I was like, "Who is that?"
Kevin Bacon was in the first Friday the 13th. Damn, how young
was it?
Was
the
he?
First or was it the second?
The first one, because he got the arrow through their neck.
Yeah, he was the first one on screen for the second one.
Kevin Bacon.
No, first one. He was in the first one.
Yeah, but he had a small part in the second one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's like all it is was
like a flashback.
Just that flashback clip. Yeah.
Now I've been thinking about this all week, gentlemen, and Miss Lady,
Miss Lady, Queen, ma'am, sir.
We need to do this a little bit different since it's fantasy.
What are your pronouns, bro?
Mine?
What are your pronouns, bro?
People, person.
He.
All right.
He, him.
Lame.
I'm pretty
lame.
So passe.
So I figure we approach this versus a little different.
Okay.
Let's build our own vampire and our own werewolf from all of the lore around that we know,
Okay.
And then we see who could survive better.
That's easy.
Yeah, it's
I mean-
vampires. They're immortal.
Vampires can cheat
They can, but they can
unless
have
you get
weaknesses.
Blade.
They could literally fly away, bro.
Well, Blade is a vampire, so we could pull abilities from him as well.
I think when you like, if you have to factor in the fact that they're immortal, then you have to think into the fact that perhaps, unless depending on you bring it in, there sometimes they have super strength and speed and all that shit as a vampire. Other times they don't. A werewolf would likely rip them apart. So like, if you have a sentient werewolf that ripped them apart, they could rip them apart and put them in different pieces, and they'll be alive, and then just keep the pieces apart, kind of type of shit. But with all the shit that vampires can have, like
Sounds
depending on who
gross.
you're talking about, it's just kind of like we're talking about Bela Lugosi. That's a different level of like from like a Castlevania Dracula or something. You know what I'm saying?
Take on
Completely
Carrie
What's your take on Carrie? I think
with
that was a
the
waste of pig's
prom
blood.
queen blood.
You could have made a lot of popsicles with that.
I feel like the original was better. That's usually how
Yes.
it works.
The book is even better.
That's almost par for the course.
What?
Almost.
What is?
What?
Books better than films. That's because I think people are just
In
failed
Stephen King's
adaptations.
cases, a lot of his books are a lot better than the films that they adapted from.
They got to take out a lot of shit from the books.
Hence why he hates The Shining, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, because like the way like The Shining was, and like the book was
It's like two different stories.
way different. Yeah.
I watched it the other day, the first one.
The
And I'm like,
original.
Oh, the Tim Curry
there's so
one. That
much-
shit was funny as hell. It's creepier.
I don't know the remake or the last one that came out. That's just pretty creepy too.
It's creepy, but he looks scary right off the get go.
that's-
The thing about Tim Curry and
Agreed,
stuff, he
and-
looks playful first.
That's That's
Then
And you know that voice.
That's
Yeah.
very, very interesting because we were just talking about what we should do next week today, and Jasmine suggested that we do talk about the older flicks versus the remakes. Not versus, but just comparison.
Compare.
the best remake ever done was The Thing.
Colors.
I used to do that.
Like the old Jason versus the new Jason.
Jason
not
that's
really,
great.
not really, not really the verses like we're doing tonight. Rather, comparison. More like, damn, I don't know how to put it because it's gonna sound like verses, but it's not verses.
It's a versus.
Right?
It's okay.
It's like the old Jason, how they portrayed him
This
back
isn't a
then.
democracy.
Jason,
Pills.
they portrayed
Watch your
him now.
fucking mouth. Okay? This ain't no democracy. It's an
Wait, I don't understand his point though.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know why we're talking shit.
Go
You're
choke.
dumbass.
Go choke on a Percocet, bitch.
Yo, we're throwing up junk signs, son.
No, I want him.
Pills
I
in
want this
Ibiza
soul to
like it's
stay.
cool.
I want him to stay and talk more shit.
Anywho,
All right, then.
so we're gonna
Ibiza.
use Screen Rant today. What do you guys want to do first? You want to build up the werewolf, or you want to build up the vampire?
Let's go werewolf first.
All right, let's go werewolf. So we're gonna use Screen Rant today, and we're gonna use the 10 most powerful werewolves in horror movies ranked, and we're also gonna use the Screen Rant movie vampires ranked least to most powerful. So let's start off with the werewolf. Let's see.
What are them two wolves from Norse mythology? Can we use them?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, okay, because they eat the sun.
Well, let's start there. Let's start there then.
All right, so this werewolf can eat the sun and the moon and start Ragnarok. Where do we go from there? Yeah, I used to play with it all the time growing up. Go fuck yourself.
All right. Well, in folklore, a werewolf, occasionally lycanthrope, is a human with the ability to shapeshift into a wolf, but also it's called from Native American lore. It was a skinwalker. skinwalker, or especially in modern film, a theranthropic hybrid wolf-like creature.
Theranthropic.
Either purposely, yeah. Well, hey, it's here.
That's a weird ass word. I looked that up. Sorry.
Theranthropic. It's there.
There.
And let's see what it says right here. Ooh, I like that. I like that. That says, "You imbeciles don't even know who Plato is."
He must be really
I
smart
just
using the
told
word
you.
imbecile.
Come on, man. Come on, don't be so vapid, bro.
Therianthropy is the mythical ability of human beings to metamorphose into other animals by means of shape-shifting. It is possible that the cave drawings found at Les Thros Ferrers.
Oh, we got us a Brit here. Nice.
But he says he's
Did
taking
you brush
pills
your
and
teeth today?
Ibiza. Right?
Typical
Mate.
Brit. Typical Brit. Big brain,
off in
small
your
dick.
mother's mouth.
Typical Brit. Big brain, small dick. Keep it moving.
Honestly, though, like, this is really a poor troll because Plato is really not any kind of reference of intelligence. That's like a fucking Wheel of Fortune.
Neither is a troll talking to us from Twitch.
Right? Bring your friends. If you're gonna come troll as a group, we appreciate it better if there's bigger views. Anyway, let's get back. We're getting too much attention. We got actual fans here.
The werewolf is a widespread concept in European folklore, in many variants, which are related by a common development, a Christian interpretation of underlying European folklore developed during the medieval period. From the early modern period, werewolf beliefs also spread to the New World with colonialism. Brief in werewolf. Oh,
somebody entered the chat.
Nobody entered the chat. That was creepy. A killer just entered the house.
That was a throwback, right?
Killer entered the chat. Who the fuck invented this guy?
Yeah.
Belief in werewolves developed in parallel to the belief in witches. In the curse of the late Middle Ages and the early modern period, like witchcraft trials as a whole, the trial of supposed werewolves emerged in what is now Switzerland, especially the Vallis and Vad in the early 15th century.
That's because werewolves like chocolate.
it widespread through Europe.
Tigers like cinnamon.
16th, peaking 17th, subsiding in the 18th, blah, blah, blah. Persecution
Blah,
of werewolf.
blah, blah.
Mateo, ¿qué pasó?
I like that vampire too. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, mi amigo.
Let's get to it. Number 10, coming in on the, as I said, 10 most powerful werewolves in horror rank. Who's that?
Huh? Mateo. Mi hermano.
¿Cómo
Mateo
está?
La Vista. He speaks in capital letters.
Has anybody seen the 2005 movie Cursed? The werewolves.
I don't think so. Let me look that up. In 2005?
In 2005.
Who was in it?
Let's see. We got Christina Ricci, Jesse Eisenberg, Joshua Jackson, Judy
I
Greer.
remember that one now.
Now it says for a movie about werewolves.
It's a Wes Craven film.
So it's a werewolf screaming.
Facts.
All caps, never cap. All right.
Facts.
For a movie about werewolves, Curse ran a little light when it came to parading these furry beasts. The 2005 movie is infamous for its behind-the-scenes drama, mainly because of the studio execs who interfered at every which way. The script was finished in 2000. I just want to know about the werewolf.
Hey, listen, bitch. At least we still have our guns. Go fuck yourself.
God, intelligence isn't their forte.
Now, these werewolves look like basic.
We have a Forte night game, so don't even. Okay, we play games with Forte nights, so I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, exactly. See, all cap, no cap.
Why is Matt yelling?
Because he speaks in all caps. I said that when he got here.
Why are you yelling? Just chill.
And we got a Brit here, so we should be extra ignorant.
I hope he's a Brit.
Right? It does say Ibiza, which I think is in Mexico, right?
No.
I know it's not. I'm just trying to read this.
There's a wiki called Werewolf Wiki. All right. We're getting into it now.
Werewolf Wiki. Oh shit.
Werewolf Wiki.
I should expect that though.
And it still
Everything
says,
has a wiki.
Yeah.
It still says nothing.
It says blah blah blah.
Go to Wikipedia and just read what it says about Wookiees.
It says blah blah blah.
The curse is a villager at the beginning of the game. However, the werewolves chose
World,
it.
you say can rule Vietnam.
It's supposed to be a game also. So was the movie?
What are you
based
talking
on
about?
it?
Are you fucking
I
serious?
don't understand why he's
We beat Britain, bitch.
Hey, Pills, if my nuts are on your chin, where's my dick at? Can you answer that question for me with your big Brit brain? I don't think so. Just disturbing the show like that. Stupid Brit.
Nicole, why don't you tell us exactly how good these werewolves are, how strong they are?
Right? I'd like to know.
I never seen the movie, and it's number 10 on the most powerful, and they look pretty intimidating. You said it wasn't amazing, but they look pretty amazing. Let's go to the
On
screen.
these nuts.
I don't understand what we did to incur this troll tonight. I just don't really.
It's making no sense every single time.
Right? It's like they're clearly something happened today. Pills and Ibiza, and I don't know what it is, but you know what? God bless. And I
It's
hope your life is better.
Tuesday, innit?
It's Tuesday. Toilet shoulder yanks. Stick the finger up me bum.
No.
Anywho,
yeah, Cursed. I don't think I ever saw that one, but did I hear Mike? Did you say you remembered that one, or was it Dre?
I think it was Nicole in the chats.
Nicole did say that as well.
Now you see how these guys look. They look like your typical werewolf, which is badass because I love these kind of werewolves.
He looks like the werewolf from Alter Beast.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does.
Maybe
Really
read my
fucking
lips
frolic.
sometimes. Suck my dick.
Yeah, and I've read plenty of Captain Underpants books. I've read almost all of them, so know that I know what I'm talking about. Magic School Bus? What? Berenstain Bears? I know it. So get the fuck out of the chat.
Listen, it is Berenstain, all right? We're in the wrong universe.
You're right, because if we were in the right one, this asshole wouldn't be here.
No, yes, he would be here, but he would be off in Twitch land playing with his fucking games. Go, get the fuck out.
Right? Or donate. Whatever. If you want to troll and donate, it's fine. Like, I really don't give a fuck. It's all fun and games.
Now,
yes,
I'm glad we kind of started here at a movie we don't know, and we just got to go off the picture, because this is what I feel, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, or Miss Lady. If you agree with this is the best type of werewolf. Like, I don't think werewolves should necessarily be traveling all the time on all fours, looking like a straight up wolf. Just bigger. You know what I mean? He should look humanoid.
But bipedal is usually what I prefer, because like if they just stand up, it's a little too weird, I think. But if they kind of look like a human bending over and walking, it's even weirder.
Okay.
So Wes Craven, get better production, which you probably have heard that before, but
what I take in from that is that they are the classic werewolf, allergic to silver. Let's also start there. All right. What are werewolves' weaknesses?
Tight clothing. Definitely tight clothing and silver.
And let's not forget Pills and Ibiza.
Getting caught in doggy style.
That's a good one.
Taking shit on the roads, pissing on fire hydrants. You can catch them at certain moments where they do dog things, and they're pretty vulnerable.
Dog dick or human dick?
Well, according to Supernatural
Gross.
Wiki,
Both of them.
A werewolf's main weakness is their vulnerability to silver or any substance containing silver, as they can be killed with a silver knife or bullet. Contact with silver will hurt them. An injection of silver nitrate will be able to kill one. Grace enhanced werewolf are immune to silver. I don't know what that means, but
So if you have high levels of silver in your blood, if you're hemoptic, you'll be all right.
I also never seen Supernatural, so I don't feel like
Supernatural is solid, but it doesn't really even start with vampires and werewolves. They're in it though, and it's pretty interesting. But they're like a side story in there.
A lot of things are side stories.
all the best things come from side missions.
Yeah,
Just ask Pills and Ibiza. That's what we are. A side mission.
that's right. Biggest side mission in this motherfucker.
All right. Now
Biggest fish in the kiddie pool.
this looks promising.
No, it's gross.
We found it. It's called Monsters on the Web.
Whoa, he is hungry or just ate some really good fruit.
Now there is quite a few myths about werewolves.
What?
Weaknesses. I'll say some are true, a few are not so true. And then there's the myths. Get the scoop after the jump. No, thank you. If that's a pun, that was a horrible pun.
Human mode. I didn't know they were transformers. Just
I
like
guess
tuck
we'll
your
get
head
there.
in.
So this website I think we'll use. This looks pretty promising. I like when they sound weird like this.
Because you know they're dedicated at least.
Right? They're like Pills and Ibiza. They got nothing better to do, so fuck it.
I think he gave up.
Yeah, he did. I realized that he was.
He remembers
Just
what happened in
Pills and Ibiza.
1776.
He looked it up on Google. Oh, fuck, they're right.
It's like, oh fuck, that happened.
Fuck me ass. They're right. Yeah, they really don't cover it like that. But it is a dope show. I've been running through it again.
Well, werewolves aren't invulnerable. They can get hurt and killed with more traditional weapons. I would say weapons with more power than a handgun should do the trick. Head wounds. Like most monsters, if you chop off its head, the critter is dead. End of discussion. The tough part is getting close enough to do that. This is why a hunter should use ranged weapons. Elephant guns and most military-grade weapons should do the trick. But the
I love when people
werewolf...
say military grade. So it's gonna break all the time.
Werewolf is likely to hear you. And if they break, you die.
You die, Becky.
Your head's coming off. Just like in The Wolf Man with Benicio del Toro, like you were saying. Limb removal. If you want to hurt a werewolf bad and identify it in a human form, chop off a limb. Werewolves can't regenerate. Werewolves can't regenerate lost limbs or organs like an eye. When they change back to human mode, it's a dead giveaway. Pun intended. Human mode. Autobots.
Get shot by any bullet.
I was saying, being a human, you're pretty much you're pretty doomed as a human.
Yeah, which is, I guess, the upside for vampires, because although they are vulnerable to shit, they do heal themselves with just a drink of the blood. But we'll get there. We're on werewolves right now. What am I doing? Follow on the last point, it's easier to fight the human form. They may have advanced strength and speed, but bullets are faster, and you could even end them with a handgun, just like any human. Now, I propose that not only should our werewolf mainly stand on all fours, but I mean on two.
Bipedal.
Yes, sir. You know, I drink and I know I stay away from the big words. Anywho, he should also be like the underworld lichens, who are able to
scurry real fast.
At will.
Scurry about real fast.
You said transform at will?
Yes, sir.
Now, doesn't that really go against the lore of werewolves?
It kind of does. However, I think it's in more than just one movie that states if you gain control of your transformation, you can thus transform at will.
There's lots of people doing that now.
Yeah, with the right kind of money and a trip to Dominican Republic, anybody can transform.
Yeah, just don't. Just if I can say anything, don't get a BBL.
Who are
And
you?
that's from me to you.
Who are
BB.
you?
I am Wolf.
Who are you to tell somebody what to do with their money?
I'm Wolf Summon
Your
here, and
body.
from me to you, I'm just saying, don't get
Your
the
body.
BBL.
You sound like a hater, man.
Listen, man, I'm not a hater, man. I'm just trying to look out here, man.
BBL.
Who cares? Let them do their thing.
You're right. I'm kidding. Go get that BBL. Go get 2 BBLs. Get a BBL on your titties and your butt.
Just don't be on TikTok and Instagram crying because you went to Dominican Republic and got burnt by the wrong doctor.
They probably won't be crying. They're probably gonna have a funeral arranged.
If I can say anything, there's an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force that deals with rhinoplasty, and I think you should watch it. It's just funny. You might get a kick out of it.
No, but
that's
that's definitely what I always thought about werewolves. They needed a full moon.
Yeah, that's the lore between them most of the time. But
I can understand changing it for their benefit.
In a lot of movies and TV shows, they did. Like Teen Wolf also. They can. It's not just werewolves. That werewolves don't only change during full moons. They can change at will. And they not only have a full transformation, they have a sub transformation, which is like Michael J. Fox.
Wait, what was so funny?
I don't know.
Fucking weirdo.
It's because I looked at, I seen Michael J. Fox, his version of the werewolf in my head playing basketball, and it's like I don't want
it looks so weird and stiff.
I kind of don't want that werewolf a part of this, but hey, it's out there.
He did have some powers, though. He has some baller skills, bro.
He did, but it's a sub transformation nonetheless.
True.
Notice the now we're on magic. I'm sorry. Notice the spelling magic.
Okay.
As practiced by a spellcaster, can imbue any weapon with the ability to harm a werewolf. So a normal arrow might puncture the skin. The magical arrow will penetrate deep into the flesh. Not much can withstand the magical weapon in the paranormal world.
Oh, I'm glad they knew that.
No, right?
Fire. Good old fire is known to drive away a werewolf.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. It also forces the werewolf to flee to regenerate. Now, if you don't burn a werewolf, it will still regenerate. So you need. Well, didn't they just say you couldn't regenerate? So now they're kind of like stepping on their own toes.
So many things are vulnerable to fire. It's more important if you just said if it wasn't vulnerable to fire. You know, like let's know that it's flame retardant, not that you can burn it. Of course, you can fucking burn it. That's kind of assumed.
I'm just gonna speculate here that this website was written by a werewolf. Somewhat true weaknesses. Somewhat true. Somewhat. I hate it when something is kind of true. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Since it's not reliable, I wouldn't depend on exploiting this list against a werewolf. Now,
sus.
I've never walked outside. Have any of you walked outside and encountered a werewolf?
Once.
Can't say I have.
We're not talking to the guy. Talking about the guy at the bar that was hitting on you.
That's not what I was
That's a bear, bro.
That would make it twice. And yes, exactly. That's a bear.
Now, in some lores of werewolf, the human not only turns into a wolf-like creature, they turn into like a bear-like creature. I don't know how much any of you are into these subjects, but the Anita Blake book series,
Anita,
whatever.
Yeah,
This drink right here hits hard, and I can't see. And it's
No problem, bro.
You guys are more than welcome to take over.
We're just helping you out, bro. You were tripping over, just like we got you, Anita.
I'm gonna make another one.
I thought that said Anita Baker for a second. I was like, wait, what?
I need a bigger screen in front of me, is what it is.
Yeah, that would definitely help.
It would, but I don't suggest it for you guys watching this so much because then you're gonna look at my coins, and I don't suggest anybody look at my coins.
Yeah, because I can't read the screen at all. I can't tell what the coins are either.
Then don't make the screen bigger then.
No, I just heard about the coins. I don't know what they are.
They're American. It's America.
That's all I need to know. That's
American coins. They're American coins.
Some of those coins might be European.
Could
Maybe
be
French.
Not
you know?
not Mr. Visa.
Are they Greek?
But some. No, they're not Greek.
No, okay, that's good.
No, you definitely don't have to get married before you get.
It could be Brazilian,
coins.
but you know.
That's not good either. What?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't say it was all good news, but it's not Greek.
All right, so now Wolfsbane.
Like honestly, some of these. Anyway, one of those is inspired by dogs. And speaking of dogs, we're talking about werewolves tonight, and I believe we're on to what? Silver there? Let me read Silver for us.
Wolfsbane.
All right, so we got Wolfsbane. It kills normal wolves if ingested, not werewolves. Although some werewolves will smell it and try to avoid it. Don't count it as protection. Then why did you put it there? Somewhat true. It's clearly not somewhat true. It's not true at all.
I think they're saying it's somewhat true because people believe it to be true. Like it's a rumor and people roll with that.
Well, it's just like the werewolf itself. If you believe it into existence,
it kills normal wolves. That's why it's somewhat true. It's that. Normal wolves, not werewolves.
All right, well, let's move on to Silver. AG. It can stop the werewolf's healing abilities. Unless you've hit a major organ or body part, the head, it will only hurt the werewolf. Once it's removed, the werewolf will rapidly heal again. So provided it's not a werewolf / Wolverine, will just push that shit out even if you shoot him in the head. You might be able to kill it.
Unless it's a silver bullet. Well, better be safe. And when you're making that silver bullet, put some Wolfsbane with the gunpowder. So just in case
just start sneezing. What'd you put in there?
Mercury. Untrue weaknesses. Wooden stakes. It's a werewolf, not a vampire.
Then who believed that? I've never heard anybody say kill a werewolf with a wooden stake.
I think I've heard it once or twice.
Yeah,
really?
Like once, and it's basically the logic is you put anything through something's heart, it'll die.
Okay, yeah. So that or like anything sharp.
How are you gonna get close enough to a werewolf to put it through his heart without him trying to kill you or eat you?
Well, that's why you're doing it, because he's trying to kill you and eat you.
I mean,
what's the werewolf from Saber Wolf?
Saber Wolf.
Is that Power Rangers? What is that?
No, from Killer Instinct.
Oh wow!
Power Ranger. What?
Now there was
nobody played Killer Instinct. All right, never mind.
Oh, I did.
The game. Yeah, I played Killer Instinct.
Yeah,
isn't that werewolf Jaga? No, Jaga's ninja.
I was just gonna say there's a shit ton of movies. I can't see that one here.
Yeah, he was blue and white, wasn't he?
Yeah, that looks like him. Not, I mean, like a better picture, a more detailed one.
Yeah, an oil painting of sorts. That's what it looks like, or done digitally.
I just noticed the bats, which are like vampires.
Yeah,
that's probably what he's mad at.
It's a type of vampire. Not all vampires could turn into bats.
Yeah, I know, but I'm looking at like in the picture. What the hell is that noise?
Somebody's crushing cans in the back.
Fucking can machine?
What?
Is that you?
Say canning machine?
Are you
Either
recycling cans?
Either that or somebody's llama's chewing something.
No, ain't no llama.
Oh, he's killing himself.
Some Canada, right? Yeah, I am.
Same.
So, do we agree on the last couple of attributes we gave to werewolf?
Do we agree with what?
With this list, is what you're saying?
Yes. Well, not this list, as a more so ours. On the attributes of our werewolf, we're going to be heading up against this.
I think I would also add in exceptional strength, or maybe speed, because that's also usually pretty common.
That's a given.
Yeah, that's obvious.
It has to be uber fast, and it has to be super strong. Now, in terms of height, I'm thinking 9 to 10 feet.
Nah, that's a bit much.
Like a brown bear standing. That's fair.
Really, I don't know why. When I think of a werewolf, I just think of a bigger person, like a larger human being that just transformed.
Like Liam Neeson.
How tall is Liam Neeson? He's not that tall.
He's a big man though. He's just has a large stature. I think he's.
I'm talking a motherfucker turned into a giant. Like if you're an average sized person and you turn into a werewolf, I'd expect you to get a foot taller, a couple maybe get bigger, but I don't think you get 10 feet tall. That's tall as shit.
That shit gotta be painful.
Especially, I feel like the werewolves that would be 10 feet tall were people who are already 7 feet tall. Not like our average person get twice as big.
Excuse me.
All right, so our species of werewolf, you're thinking only grows 3 feet more than what you are?
Jess.
Wait, what did he say?
3 feet taller than what you are, you're thinking?
Something like that.
So average height for our werewolf would be around 8 to
8 to 9 feet.
I feel like
I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty big, yeah.
It's still a big fucking animal.
Yeah, if you think about that, and then also it's hulking, it is going to be brawling and shit like that.
And then super fast when it fucking runs on all fours.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you have kibbles and bits or bacon strips.
They don't want that shit. Real dogs don't even want that shit.
Some of them don't know better. You starve a werewolf long enough, he'll eat whatever. Slim Jims.
He's only going to eat your kibbles and bits.
I don't identify as a lycanthrope lover. Thank you.
Okay.
Kibbles and bits are fine.
He'll take your giblets out.
Supposedly supposed to be 8 feet.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense.
Thanks. An
average person's 5 something.
So he'd fit in the NBA. He wouldn't stand out.
Yeah.
No, an 8-footer would stand out in the NBA.
Not just because he has a wolf face and shit.
No, he would definitely be in the oddities museum.
I want to see the Teen Wolf where he
goes
to college. He's 8 feet tall playing basketball.
He has to be bigger than the biggest human in the world.
Who?
Well, not in the world.
A werewolf? Yeah. The tallest person is probably 7'8" or something, 7'9".
No. Tallest human in the world.
Recorded humans, not Nephilim and shit.
8 foot 11 inches.
Yeah, no, they've gotten pretty tall.
8'11" is the tallest recorded person.
Yeah, 8'11". So I would. I gotta stick.
Right.
I gotta stick to what we said in the beginning. Then he gotta be 8 to 9 feet average.
Nigga, you said 9 to 10.
Yeah.
You said a 10.
No, you're right. You're right. 9 to 10 feet.
And when you get that tall, the extra 2 feet is even crazier. If I saw a werewolf, if you see anybody 10 feet tall, you gotta kill him. You don't let that shit slide. You gotta kill him. You gotta find a way to kill something like that.
For real.
6'8".
Yeah, and that's basically average in the NBA. 6'6", 6'7".
So Add 3 feet with the werewolf transformation, he would have been 9'8".
Yeah, I mean, werewolves are probably gonna be like I said, if you get the tallest person and add a couple feet to them, I could see those werewolves being like 10, 11 feet. I'm making it seem like all werewolves transform the same, which that probably not the case.
Not the case.
I mean, depending on what we decide at this
Well,
point.
That too.
We've seen that in Underworld also, though. Not all werewolves are the same. They do transform pretty much the same, but
that's what I
are
mean. They
smaller
transform the
stature.
same.
Yeah, but some are smaller in stature. So if you're a guy that's like 4'11", you're only gonna be like 7'6". You know what I mean? When you grow into a fucking werewolf.
Yeah.
Started a little bitch, he grew into a little bitch. Keep away from it.
Jesus.
All right, so we're brolic.
It's a good start. We're angry.
We're huge. We can transform at will.
Okay.
We regenerate.
Yeah.
Generate weaknesses, silver bullets. And then, when it comes to being super strong and stuff like that, you got to ask the question, does that mean, they're durable as well? Or can they just rip normally? You know what I mean? Because if being disassembled is a thing, is it difficult to cut them apart? Or is it easy? You know what I'm saying? Do you need a silver-headed axe, or can you use any axe?
No, you would probably need a silver axe to pin it to actually hurt one or cut one.
Well,
which nowadays is not
if
easy.
you use a regular axe, you would probably do some damage, but they would heal from it immediately.
He's not fucking Hulk. It also stated that if you cut a limb off, it's not going to regenerate. So
off.
If you use the silver axe, it probably would, though, right?
Regenerate? I don't think so.
If I cut the head off,
it's not going to regenerate at all. It's dead.
No. That's what I mean.
You cut anything's head off, it's dead.
Not anything. There's some animals that'll still make it.
Well, we're not talking about Deadpool or worms. Or, it's not going to happen in the case of a werewolf or a vampire. I don't think vampires can live with their head cut off.
You decapitate anything.
It depends. You have to define immortal.
I don't know,
because that's an attribute that they have.
Well, we'll look at that shortly. We're gonna get there. We're almost finished with the werewolf.
I always thought it was more. Yeah, we'll get to it, but I always thought it was more like not that they're immortal; they'll just live for a really, really long time before they could actually die.
I always thought it was potentially immortal, or they could live emaciated. You know what I mean?
But even if you get to 1,000 years old, you're still gonna die.
Unless you keep drinking that blood.
They do cheat time. Cheat time. When they go to sleep. But real quick before we get there, let's finish up the werewolf and make it to the full moon. Do they get stronger? Now we can transform at will. So obviously, if there's no full moon, we can still become a werewolf.
And use a Maglite instead.
When the full moon hits, do we get stronger?
Yes, I would think so.
Exceptionally stronger or just mediocre?
I mean,
I would say exceptionally.
I would think it would power them up.
Will do that. Yeah.
The more
full it is, the more power you would receive.
Do we succumb to the mental aspect of it? Do we turn psychotic? Do we bloodlust, bloodthirst, whatever the fuck it's called? Do we let it take over?
More primal?
Are we still sane? Yeah. Are we more primal?
I would say more primal.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say psychotic, like they'd be reckless or something.
More
but they just get better, basically.
Yeah. Kind of like Kratos in his Spartan rage kind of thing, where he's strong, but then he can just
more in tune,
a little more extra, but still focused.
A little more.
I guess.
Yeah. Better at combat.
Yeah.
Speed and agility for sure.
Better howling abilities. You can howl, make the wind go supersonic, and you can slash faster, so you can cut the air. Become a Pokemon essentially.
Are we
Your
making
swipes-
are we making a Hulk werewolf here? Because I'm down, but
I mean,
that he
you
gotta
can.
be.
It's just a matter of like, what do you really want to take from all that's there? Because both of these can be kind of ridiculous depending on how many stuff you want to add on.
Now
Well,
this definitely makes vampires a lot weaker.
Yeah.
It does. The vampires.
It evens the gap because vampires should beat them pretty much, but
So
it's tough.
werewolves being that big and strong, you would say they're more than 10 times stronger than the average human.
Probably
Yes.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll put about 50 times stronger than the average human, maybe.
I say whatever amount would be needed to like, I guess, kind of like flip a car easily.
Well, the strength of wolves alone is pretty strong. So
Yeah, like a fucking gorilla is what, like 8 times stronger than a human. A
Mhm.
werewolf should be stronger than that, but 50 is a lot. 50 times stronger is like, all right, now you're getting OP. Now you're turning like Goku, and it's no.
Getting like Ant-Man.
So what about 2 times 10 we'll do 10 times the amount of a regular human is probably on average for a gorilla between 8 to 10, you said, right?
Yeah, I
So-
think that's the number.
So we'll do 2 times that and say about 30% stronger than a human.
That's fair.
All right, let's go to the vampire. This is going to be a little longer trying to build this guy because there's a lot of weaknesses and a lot of vulnerabilities for
well,
vampires.
First thing we gotta give him up is he delivers chocolatey taste on a seasonal basis.
And he can
Yes.
count.
Number one.
He can count
Yep.
very well.
Right?
he can impale people too.
That's
Yes.
his thing.
Shout out to Vlad the Impaler.
That's where the Dracula legend came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Also,
Way before
Abernathy.
Nosferatu.
Hmm.
Like Coach Nosferatu.
That's such an interesting film.
I want to see it.
It's
But
genuinely
right
kind of
after
creepy.
right after I finish Bram Stoker's Dracula. Leeches. Why are they called leeches? Well, I can see why they're called leeches.
Fangs. Anybody who calls them fangs, don't come here.
They long have hunted humanity for substance, but the modern age has changed their feeding pot. Well, it's for one kind of vamp. The other sticks to eating people. Get the scoop after the jump. Whatever.
What is this? A fucking.
All right, I love it.
Look at that.
Yeah, that looks about right. How tall is that? How tall is the guy?
2 meters. Well, no,
6
he's just
feet.
under 2 meters actually. But
Yeah,
they
that's
got
about
up to
right.
be like 2.5 meters or so.
Wait. He's
Maybe
2
2.
meters taller.
No. They have the guy being like just under 2 meters, and then it looks like just over half a meter on top of that. So not 3 meters. Excuse me.
Yeah, so he'll be like the human will be an average of like 5'10",
5'10". Yeah.
Mhm.
and now bring the werewolf closer to 8 feet.
That's what
Where
we
you going?
said.
Can you bring the chips back with you, please? And the dip.
Bring the chips back.
Now I thought I muted myself. That's what happens.
Hilarious.
Don't make him vulnerable to garlic.
Put the fucking chips in the basket.
Yeah, I always heard that was a little bit of a misconception,
Then he can't eat Italian food.
Yeah.
which is weird.
Hmm.
How'd she do that? That's so cool.
What? That though.
Yeah, how'd she do that with her shadow? I want to do that with my shadow.
Gotta go
I
to
see how the nose is doing it, but the mouth, it's closed and then open. I don't understand.
Now there are many different types of vampire though. Like take Dr. Sleep, for instance. They were vampires, but they were psychic vampires. They would feed on your essence.
Yeah. I don't remember what show it was. Oh, it's Into the Shadows. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
So it's like a parody sort of this family of vampires and stuff like that. And one of the one of the like most lethargic vampires there is the psychic vampire, and he just comes up and like talks you to death. He doesn't really do anything. He just comes over and just drains your life energy with his presence, and then when he sees you're drained, he just fucking leaves. And I don't know if I can count that the same thing as a blood-sucking vampire.
Nah.
It's a little different.
That's something human beings do, so nah.
Yeah.
What's the base that we want for our vampire?
Blood. Blood.
Yeah.
It's like the most important thing for vampires.
Well, no, I don't
and
mean,
like not being nocturnal.
what I mean by base is when we kind of said what type of werewolf we wanted and what type of werewolf we had to start off with. So what type of vampire are we going to start off with?
I guess we should start with like Bela Lugosi's Dracula. He's able to like attract people, and like he's very charismatic. He's able to make people believe him and all that because he always made people think he was a doctor or whatever it was, even though there's no reason to prove it. But everybody believed that he was all these things, and they were just enamored with him, and that's how he would seduce women and get his victims. The ability to transform it. An aversion to sunlight, if not outright inability. Because I don't know if you want to go full Blade with it, or if you want to go like I need a hoodie with it. Because
Blade's not a vampire, so you can't.
No, I don't mean Blade, but I mean like the vampires in Blade, how they react
to sunlight.
Well,
yeah,
I would say we gotta give it some type of cross deal. Because I don't like the fact that
they just explode.
They can't come out into the sun. So I want to give them some type of leeway to go into the sun. Like
they all have parasols.
But that's like against almost all vampire lore when it comes
Not
to sunlight.
all of it. Look at Twilight.
Pretty much almost all of it.
Shit.
Well, they went outside because they lived in Washington. They don't have sunlight there.
Yeah, it's not really a thing. Only for like 2 months you'll see the sun.
Ever. It's kind of like England.
Then when I think vampire, I kind of think like Daybreakers. That movie was pretty fucking good.
Daybreakers. That sounds like it's line stepping with the name alone.
Right? Just because somebody writes it into the lore of, well, vampires don't always have to be causing for sunlight. It's like, well, you're changing all the history that we've known for this forever.
I feel like that has to be pretty kind of hard and fast. Is that like they just
I
like
just really
outright
think
sunlight is just like maybe like depending on how much the exposure is.
Oh no! Now you splitting hairs and saying there's not enough UV radiation to kill the vampires. Like,
well, I mean, like being out in the desert is not the same as being out in Washington. You're not getting the same type of exposure.
It's not the difference isn't that drastic. You still get UV rays from the sun, even if it's cloudy.
So maybe the UV rays cause them to be sickly, so they can go out into UV rays, but the heat, in addition, can make them explode.
I see what you're saying. That it's almost like a scale of sunlight that will mess them up, depending also if it's like Miami, Florida sun, they're blowing up on impact. But if you're in Seattle, it's like they just get weaker or something.
They get weaker, or like they can just at least tolerate. Like they can go to the store.
So it's more of an allergic reaction.
Yeah,
but they shouldn't be able to tolerate it either. It should affect them enough. Like it should be drastic.
Yeah, and incurable. Exposure to the sun for them should be incurable, I guess.
Okay,
I would say. So that way, them being immortal has kind of got more of a connection to it, you know.
So we'll say the level of vampire you are would ultimately determine your vulnerability to the sun.
Yeah, I guess
we could say that. If we're gonna say that, like your tolerance is based off your mastery as a vampire, I'd say how crazy you go as a werewolf would be based off of how masterful you are as a werewolf.
That's
like
fair.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be.
It's
equal.
like a ranking scale.
Yeah. The longer you've been around and held it down, the more in control you are.
Definitely. So a newborn werewolf wouldn't be able to control himself. He'd only be able to transform during the full moon.
Yeah, so I guess that works.
All right. Now, there's two types of vampires: naturally born vampires and undead vampires. Both share a need to blood to sustain themselves, but a born vampire is less likely to suffer from blood frenzy. Undead vampires have an ingestible thirst for blood. Dracula was a science-bearing man that came across a Viking creature in Romania and became the father of the undead. Okay, miss.
A Viking creature, like Grendel.
You're our lucky winner today, Nicole.
What'd she win? I didn't know we were doing a raffle.
In and join in on the chat.
Oh.
Anywho, just keep in mind you don't have to be on camera. Like right now, we're taking on camera because I'm stuffing my fat face.
He is.
With Cheetos.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Tostinos.
It's disgusting.
Did you get the chips?
Yes, she did.
I got the chips.
Did you put the chips in the basket?
Chips and dip, baby. Chips and dip. You can't go
I
wrong.
put my chips in the basket.
Whatever that means.
She put the fucking chips in the fucking basket. It's a reference to science.
It's exactly what she said. Her chips are in a basket.
She really did. That's funny.
Now, we don't want our vampires to succumb to bloodthirst. You know what I mean? He got to be able to control himself if he wants to be smooth and debonair.
So how high is their need for blood? Is it crack level high or nicotine level high?
I would say it depends on the circumstance.
Like how good the blood is?
And the last
You
time
get
you
baby
actually
blood or
got
not?
blood.
Yeah, exactly. The last time you regenerated.
So it's probably something they need to do often.
Like once a month?
Essentially once a month.
Like women. Huh.
Yeah.
Emotional vampires. This is getting interesting.
Starting to connect the dots here.
Listen, if you want to connect those dots, that's going to be very disgusting because I have a lot to say about that when it comes to
I don't know what you're talking about. So, all right.
It sounds like it has to do with that meme somebody sent in chat before the show.
I'd say bi-weekly, so it doesn't coincide with the woman's cycle. So that way,
they can sync up, though.
Yeah, but think about it. Every vampire would then be with a woman to feed off that blood every month.
Oh, you mean like using period blood? I guess.
Yeah, so let's make it bi-weekly.
That blood is probably really potent and good for them, so it makes sense.
I love when your taste is so crimson. It's my favorite flavor.
It's scrambled eggs. I
love to pour myself a box of Count Chocula and get myself some fresh period blood.
Do I taste a hint of fallopian tube?
I feel like 4 to 6 weeks would be enough, depending on how long you've been a vampire. Yeah, because like if you're a vampire and you don't get any blood for 2 months, you're probably about to die.
Yeah.
Well, see, I feel like if you're a vampire,
but it also depends on what
type
of vampire you are.
Yeah, but not that. I mean, there's only, like they said, there's only 2 types, but it really shouldn't matter that much.
The ones that are like maybe again, this could kind of be tied to how long.
For years with no blood and not die.
Right, they get emaciated and like they need to be regenerated with fresh blood because that's been the plot.
They basically they're like hibernating.
Yeah.
Right. So like they're not dead, but for all intents and purposes, they are until they get some blood.
Like Walt Disney.
Because I think in Blade,
he's
that's
frozen.
how they brought back. They brought back with blood.
In Underworld too, no?
I think so.
Thing? They had to pour blood.
Yeah, they did the same thing.
Them up.
I think so.
I mean, I guess they hibernating.
But like the simpler ones,
Do they cork their asses
seem
like
die
bears?
easy.
They do look like they're dying though. I'll
What-
give you
Do they
that.
coat their asses like bears?
Cork.
Cork.
Maybe.
Bears really don't like do shit during hibernation, so I don't know.
Apparently, I don't know.
I don't know why you would ask.
I thought that they slept the whole time. Apparently, they don't. They're chilling.
For the most part, they
whole
do.
time.
But
No. For the most part, they're just like in low power mode. You're not gonna be able to go to sleep for 3 months straight.
they're like pandas, essentially.
No,
They don't really do shit.
don't disrespect bears like that.
Another bear.
Pandas are retarded.
That's the first time I ever heard. Don't disrespect
They are though. I
bears
definitely
like
see
that.
some videos where it's just like an animal should do something.
They forgot about their baby that was right there and got scared.
You can just like give them
I
a piece
smell
of
a new
celery
t-shirt
and
on
let
the
you
way.
take
There
it.
we go.
The bears are a lot better than pandas at survival.
I love that you're just not even acknowledging their.
I don't know.
Pandas aren't bears though. Like technically they're not.
Are they
What do you mean?
Are they marsupials?
I'm pretty sure it's in the name.
No,
So
that's
what the fuck
that's
are
the
they,
name that
Jay?
people gave them. They're not actually related to bears.
Where are they?
Let's see here.
Like from the species, they're more related to like fucking
A rat?
no, not
Family
A
Ursidae.
gerbil?
like a big ass
No,
fox.
according to
Parrot.
worldwildlife.org, the giant panda is the rarest member of the bear family.
They're not bears though.
What?
They're the
According to
genus Ailuropoda from
Pandas,
Animalia.
they're not in the same I guess haplogroup or species when it comes to the Orsilis is what bears are or something like that.
Ursidae. That's what Wikipedia says the family is Ursidae.
For pandas?
Yeah.
All right.
It's because they're vegetarian. Is that it? You know why? And
See,
not bears?
National Geographic for kids, they can't lie to you. See,
I mean, bears really don't eat that much meat themselves.
Okay.
They eat fish, but like they're like pandas in the sense. I mean, they eat most of the big ass animals eat green shit and fruits and vegetables all day to survive.
I mean, everybody
really
eats deer.
They rarely eat meat.
bears actually like to eat bees.
I still want to know what they are if they're not bears.
Silly old bear.
So the only other option that we have on
Vegan
here,
bears.
Nat Geo Kids, is that their scientific name is Ailuropoda melanoluca,
What
and that's
the?
all it'll say.
That sounds like a tumor.
Right.
It does sound like something that you get. It sounds like aeruginosa, the flu. But yeah, dispelling a few myths. Crosses or crucifixes. Entering a church. Flowing water. Oh, flowing water. I need to read right. Maybe Abizo is correct.
Like holy water?
No, it says like a river.
Naugatuck River.
Because vampires
but-
can't swim.
But isn't that where holy water first, came from? Like the Nile and shit, flowing water?
No.
No.
It's sacred. It's blessed water.
But I mean,
They
the
have
concept.
parasites that go in your pee hole.
All right.
And they used to splash the piercing before they put it through to make sure.
Mhm.
It was
All right, so out of these here,
before they had alcohol isopropyl.
wait, are those the weaknesses?
That's a few myths. It
All right,
says.
the weaknesses are down here.
Yeah.
So good. Let's, because I like the fact that these are myths.
Who
Because
decided that they're not affected by holy shit? Like, it's only once they decide to make vampires hella evil.
because think about it, the Christian faith is
no,
not
no,
the
more that
only
works.
faith in
That
the
was a
world.
good battle.
It's a demon.
The Christian faith is not the only faith in the world. So
No, so
you
there should have
telling
been
me-
more faith that was also ops for them.
Yeah, but you're
Right?
telling me that a Buddhist or a Muslim can't fight off a vampire because you don't have
Where do you
crosses
get
and
that
shit?
from? Just because they can't fuck with crosses? Maybe they can't fuck with their dharma thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Fat Buddha really irks them. Maybe Fat Buddha is their wolf's bane and makes them sneeze a lot.
Maybe.
Never know. Gotta put a little seasoning on it, see what it tastes like before you know.
That's disgusting.
You know, fucking
Seasoning is disgusting.
No, I read that out of context.
Oh,
All right,
All right.
What the fuck?
vampire powers.
I'm in the same house. I don't even know what's happening.
Okay, I like this. For
To
vampires,
dodge handgun fire. That's
for
specifically
vampires
why
under
they-
100 years old.
Under 100? So after that, once you're over 100, you old as shit. You can't do nothing.
No, it looks like you just get more upgrades.
It gets better, it says, yeah.
You just get more after level 50 or whatever.
So is it safe to say ours is older than 100?
Yeah, but not too old.
Yeah, but
Not
he,
too
he
old
just got
looking.
there. He's a fresh baller up there. He's like 120 or
The
something.
middle age.
Why don't we just make him $150?
I would say he has maybe the first 3, but not the magic nullification.
Okay.
Although
Chris-
impervious kind of makes it to where he can't be ripped apart or anything. So, like, how is he going to die at this point?
No, they can deflect bullets. That's it. Or stakes, which is good. I like that.
Can harden. Okay, so you can catch him off
Runs
guard
up to
then.
50 miles per hour.
What?
Their animals
Runs up
faster
to
than
50
that.
miles per hour.
See, we got to discuss that too. So, since the
There's
super
no way you
speed,
can run faster than a werewolf. The werewolf
They can
Exactly.
fly. I don't think they should be able to have that because they can fly.
They got to turn into bats first.
Fuck you mean they could fly? They fucking spike. What is it, Superman?
I think our werewolf should run faster than 50
Still
miles
make
an
him
hour.
float.
Yeah, he gets on 4 legs.
Yeah.
So you say about double that?
8? Nah, they're not cheetahs now. Are they? Are we gonna make them cheetahs?
I mean,
They got to be faster than cheetahs.
Yeah, cheetahs.
Why?
because
I mean, we're talking 50. Cheetahs aren't that much faster than 50 miles an hour.
They're like 70 miles per hour. That's like 20 miles per hour. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, but look, 50 miles an hour is the average vampire
So-
under 100. So
Google says max cheetah is 80.
Wait, they said the vampires
50.
run 50 miles per hour?
Yeah.
yeah, vampires run
Nah,
50 miles per
that's-
hour
That's
under
way too
100.
fast.
Look, it's right there. Look on
A
screen.
lion
I
runs
can't
50
really
miles
read
an
the
hour.
screen, but I've never seen no type of movie or story of vampires like moving that fast.
But that's top speed.
Yeah, they do it in some films, but it's kind of lame.
50 miles per hour?
They make it look like it anyway.
I mean, if you could run after and catch up to a moving car at top speed,
jump on that shit like, nigga, nothing. It's my car.
I mean, you could do that at like 30 miles per hour. Or you said they could catch a truck going top speed.
I mean, yeah, he's right. It's not like a car's gonna go from 0 to fucking 60.
Like, just think about driving 60 miles per hour and somebody running next to you. That don't make no fucking sense, even for a vampire. It's like, all right, you should be superhuman, and you should be able to jump higher than the average person and all these other things, but
Plus,
they don't turn into cheetahs and hit
doesn't-
70.
that makes it seem like they're more like a hunter, and that kind of goes against how vampires are hunters, but they lure you into a trap. They don't like
Yeah, they
actively
seduce
go
you.
seeking. They bring you in kind of like a trap spider or something like that, you know? Make you that you're cool, think you're cool, and then they pounce on you when you're in their mansion. Or
Yeah, so you're
castle.
saying
To
their,
make you
their method,
vulnerable first.
their hunting
Yeah.
method is usually deception as opposed to just running up on people.
Right.
Yeah.
Which so it wouldn't make sense for them to have that super speed like that. Maybe they could be kind of fast, like faster than
They
you.
should be faster than an average human, but
Yeah, like maybe like 20,
50?
25 is all right for them or something.
yeah, like the fastest person is probably running 13, 15 miles
why
per
don't you
hour.
meet me?
at their
Why don't you
top
meet me in
speed.
between, and we'll say about 35.
I'll say 25.
30.
I can live with that.
Right in the middle.
Super strength up to 1,000 pounds lifted.
Okay, that's significantly less from the werewolf. Because that's not even a car.
Well, they said
Yeah.
rapid healing when drinking blood. So when they drink blood, they heal like Wolverine.
But now, if they drink wolf's blood, do they turn into a werewolf?
They probably have some protection against that.
That's why we have Underworld, right? I'm sure that's probably the premise of the movie.
Bro, the fastest human in the world runs 27 miles an hour.
Who's that, Usain Bolt?
All right. You're gonna get one human that's like Usain Bolt probably has that record, or somebody else. That's one person out of
It's
8
actually
billion. I said the average human being.
Yeah,
it's actually Chester Cheetah from Cheetah's.
Nigga, that's not a person.
He's recognized as a person now, so.
Is he? That's good.
He probably is. We got AIs as people, so why not? Chester, you're an American citizen now. You can vote.
Yeah, like who has that record for 27 miles per hour? Is it Bolt?
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the fastest person in recorded Olympic history. I said the average person. If you raced Usain Bolt today, he would embarrass most people on planet Earth. So we're probably half of that, or maybe even a little less than half.
We'll get cramps.
Our vampire,
Try to run like
vampire
Usain
has
Bolt,
to
he's
be
gonna blow out a
significantly
thigh.
faster than Usain Bolt.
I don't need to stretch. I'm good.
Wait, would you say, Jay, that the vampire should be significantly faster?
Then Usain Bolt, yeah.
But
so
that's one person.
I understand, but still, no human should be able to
like I said,
train themselves into being fast as a vampire.
No, I disagree. I disagree. One man
like
can be 25 miles an hour.
Usain Bolt's one person who hit 20 something miles per hour when he runs, and that puts a major strain on his body.
And that's only a sprint for him.
Yeah, he's not running that for what? It's 400. It's 100 meter.
A vampire's not running that fast. The vampire would fly.
Wait, what'd you say?
There's somebody in
I said I said vampires wouldn't run it to chase down their prey. It would be they would fly at their prey because there's a lot of scenes. Because there's a lot of scenes in vampire movies where they fly to catch up to the escaping car.
Yeah.
The average person runs 8 miles per hour, 6.5, the fastest.
Yeah, we saw
miles per hour.
Yeah, like Usain Bolt is exceptionally faster than most people, so that's like, all right, this is kind of ridiculous.
Gazelles go 60 miles an hour. Okay,
he's a vampire. Just say that.
So I'm gonna stick with 35.
He's superhuman speed. He's a vampire.
Right.
A vampire on average could run faster than Usain Bolt, which is still crazy to think about.
And that's still half as fast as a gazelle.
Yeah.
Or a cheetah going 70. Just drive your car 70 and imagine somebody running next to you.
Like right now, if we say that a vampire goes 30 miles an hour, it still can't outrun a pack of lions. So like it could still get fucked.
Well, if it drinks the blood of the animal that's attacking it, can it regenerate as it's being attacked?
Yes.
Can't regenerate from your own blood. That's a cheat that I don't think we'll allow.
No, not its blood. The victim.
They said from whatever's trying to, I guess, chase after them.
A lion? A pack of lions?
I guess anything.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. The weaknesses.
I mean, I guess that's all right, though. I need some wins, so.
Right? Some type of win?
Yeah.
Something. Give me something.
Come here, werewolf. Let me drink your blood while you try to kill me. What you trying to say?
If it gets close enough.
Yeah.
Or if they catch him as a human.
Definitely if they catch him.
Fire again.
Fire's supposed to kill everything.
Yeah, however, it says it will degenerate and eventually die. So it's still alive. Like
just make a funeral pyre. You've seen Midsommar, right? There's a lot of ways you can do that shit.
Decapitation for everything. Always takes out a vampire.
Yeah.
I mean, you kill Michael Myers. Fuck.
He didn't get shot in the head.
No. Then they cut his head off.
That was his son.
Wow.
All right.
He still lived on
Where were we?
one way or another.
Number
Staking the undead vampire will paralyze it, but not kill it. Ooh, I like that. Because we did establish that more than 100 years old, they're strong enough to not be killed by stake. So I like that one. Drinking a corpse's blood will poison an undead vampire.
I've heard of that lore. I think that shows up in Supernatural.
Werewolves are the natural predators of vampires. A lupin can take out even the mightiest bloodsucker.
Oh, well, look at that. We can just end the show right now. BreakRoom, everybody. Let's fucking go.
That's been our show.
So let's talk about how shitty Halloween Kills was.
I enjoyed the killing.
You know what?
Yeah.
We should do a show called Let's Talk About It and do a show where we eat tacos and talk about a movie. Because
Let's talk.
That's funny because we made tacos
Listen.
today for dinner.
There is a whole bunch of merch that you guys are just throwing out there in the universe that I have to take advantage of. So
I'm pretty sure a Let's Taco About It shirt already exists. I think I've seen that.
Oh,
before.
yeah.
That's definitely a thing.
Yeah, but you can always just have to change something significant.
Yeah, we could just make it again, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless they got that, you can't have the phrase copywritten.
It's spelled wrong. It's spelled with a Q.
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
Just fuck people up.
So even though the werewolf is its natural predator and can kill an average vampire, we're not talking about an average vampire. We're talking about our vampire.
So we're talking about Dracula. Count Lord Dracula.
Yeah, the one from the most recent Dracula movie, the fucking General Genghis Khan Dracula.
Oh, I was more thinking of the Dracula from Castlevania. That's a powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I love Adam Sandler, so we could do that.
What's her Marceline's dad is a pretty. I don't know if that's Dracula, but he seems like Dracula. If Dracula was also a demon, I guess.
I mean, I'm all for
it kind of depends on
Leslie Nielsen. So,
because like at a certain point, they kind of get like powers that don't make sense, and I think it would probably lean towards more of a like the Dracula. I'm just saying, because that's just the eponymous vampire. That's the one that they're all kind of based off of in some way, shape, or form. So it's Dracula as the top. Because even in what was it, Blade and I think Underworld, they all want to bring back Dracula. They always make him like, oh, Dracula's the big guy. We got to bring him back. And he's pissed because they're all like listening to tech music and shit or whatever.
Well, it all stems somewhere. So obviously our vampire has to be Dracula, but it has to be Dracula times 10. You know what I mean? He has to be stronger than the average Dracula. But obviously, if it's the original Dracula, he is well over 100 years old and well more experienced than any other vampire there is.
What is the average Dracula?
I mean, the average vampire.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Count
Dracula is fucking Dracula.
I love Count Chocula. Where are my Count Chocula bars?
Don't start. What the fuck?
Count Chocula bars?
Yeah, bro, they got cereal bars.
He just ate chips.
Yeah. I hate cereal bars.
What? Those are the best. I love cereal.
Look, this says how to protect yourself from fangs. There isn't much you can do if you meet a hungry vampire. For the
Wear a turtleneck.
I think it could be. It could fucking bite you.
Like, no.
If it's Kevlar.
Trolling.
So you're gonna walk around with a Kevlar fucking turtleneck?
No, just no. Make one out of Popeye's biscuits.
No, dude,
What do you mean, dude? They're making like they're making dress shirts for people to wear under suits that are made out of Kevlar.
Though. True.
It is better.
No, listen. I love the holiday cereals, and I will put them up against any cereal.
I like the bar.
I'm sorry.
That's a holiday cereal.
Yeah, the fucking
the blueberry and the frankenberry and the fucking berry.
I don't stand behind blueberry.
Dingleberries.
I stand behind Count Chocula and I stand
No
behind
dingleberries.
Frankenberry. All right.
Boo berries.
I never had the other one. Count Chocula is better.
I have to get some and try it. I haven't had some in a very long time.
They have
Actually, I
one
almost got
called-
some berry kicks the other day, but I haven't been able to find any.
Little fun fact. They have one called the Monster Mash, and it's like the blueberry and the Frankenberry together with like one.
It's all of them.
Yeah, one had a mummy and one had a werewolf on it.
Yep.
And they're all on the box, and it's called Monster Mash. But for some reason, Count Chocula is on the box, but his cereal is excluded from the box.
You did.
It's
That's
it's
all
okay, Matt.
It's all. Está bien, amigo. No te preocupes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with Cinnamon Toast Crunch though.
I don't care. I'm a blasphemer. All right.
Yeah, I know.
Cocoa Puffs are pretty solid still, though.
Nah.
Yeah, I love Cocoa Puffs, but I still love Count Chocula.
The Cinnamon Toast Crunch and then French Toast Crunch on top of that. That's some solid cereals right there.
I like Cocoa Rice Krispies.
Yeah. Some of that malted meal too is not bad.
Berry Chex is pretty good.
I remember growing up thinking malted meals for losers for some reason. I was thinking because malted meal, you must suck. I don't know where that elitist thought came from me, but it used to be like malted meal knockoff shit. I don't want no knockoff cereal because I had knockoff cereal before. I think growing up that was bland or just stale by chance, so I assumed all of it was. So I never wanted to have it. It's like it's stale. It's garbage. Cookie Crisp is not bad. Although it is kind of ridiculous, it's a cereal.
You could just miss me with the birthday cake one.
Although they got like Sour Patch Kids cereal now, so
yeah, I saw that.
I think Honey Bun cereal and shit.
So they had
I wouldn't even want to try that shit.
No
powder.
Yes,
donut?
the powdered donuts and the Twinkie cereal, they're good.
The Hostess powdered donut cereal. I couldn't.
What?
So
The Homer in me was even like, no.
Just get a goddamn donut.
Right?
Yeah.
Get a donut. Get some
Get a bag of donuts. They have donuts like down the same aisle. You can just
I can't
donuts.
even imagine what Sour Patch Kids in cereal would taste like.
You don't want to taste it. It's like sour
That's
milk.
kid shit.
No, even my
kids don't
did
care.
like
It's a straight sugar.
No, kids care, bro. My kids did not like it.
Yeah,
they ate it without cereal, but without milk, but they didn't drink it with them. Eat it with them.
I actually could see that. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Dry
Like, I just get Sour Patch Kids, and I don't know if they're like dried out or whatever.
I would just get Sour Punch Straws if I was going to do that.
Same thing. Basically.
Don't throw that out in the universe. I don't want to see a Sour Punch Straw cereal.
I don't have to throw
It's probably
shit out
already
in the universe.
there.
You know
They
what?
tested it, bro.
You know
They
what's really
tested that
good?
out.
The Pop-Tart cereal.
That one was weird too.
That actually makes some sense. I can see that.
It's good. The strawberry one though, the cinnamon one is iffy. It's a little shaky there. A little shaky.
Oreo O's are still solid though. I fucked with those.
I never had those before.
I imported a box off of Amazon one time.
Imported a where did it come from?
Korea, because that
What
was
the
the
fuck is
whole.
wrong with you, dog?
It was that no. Listen, for whatever reason, they stopped
Typical South.
selling Oreo O's everywhere on the planet except in Korea because they fucking love them there.
Which Korea?
So, South Korea.
Okay.
I
was like, wait, how did you even get anything from North Korea over here?
Apple Jacks with strawberry syrup.
Time out. Now, growing up, we used to throw chocolate syrup on our Frosted Flakes, and that was banging. But strawberry syrup on Apple Jacks?
I could see that working. I don't know if I would do it now as an adult, but I could see the flavor working.
City man would call that a blasphemy.
I would have to get a nice bowl of salad, Matt. You know what I mean? To try that one out.
Right.
You know the type of salad you like. It comes with a little donut hole.
That's disgusting.
Chocolate one.
No.
What?
Why?
I don't know
why.
Okay. We're talking about Limp Bizkit. That's a great album. If you want to talk about Limp Bizkit, we can talk about Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water is a good album. I'll stand by that.
Gross.
What is the setting for our the setting and the circumstances for our supernatural fight here?
I think
Like, where are they going to be fighting?
Yeah, and why are they fighting?
Because they gotta have. I mean, they gotta fight. They have no choice. This is
To
like,
the death.
they're fighting in one of the Mortal Kombat arenas.
ooh, which one?
The one with the spikes below, so if they get an uppercut, it just falls down.
Whoopsie!
I remember that in Mortal Kombat 4. Falling into the pit. Fuck it, I hated that game.
Full moon.
I would have to say it stands to reason. Like if we were doing a Deadliest Warrior thing here, if you guys saw, if you remember that, I think it was on.
I love that. I love.
Yeah, I remember that show.
Deadliest Warrior. If we were doing something like that, I would feel like overall, statistically, the werewolf is going to be winning most out of 1,000 matches.
Yeah,
but there's maybe up to a third of the time the Dracula would win. Up to like from a quarter to maybe a third of the time, I think that's how often Dracula would win. But most of the time, a werewolf with this kind of sub that we were doing would win.
So like 30 out of 100. Yeah, I could see that.
So 60-30 split werewolf favor is what I would say.
70-30?
Yeah.
Like, who gets the other 10?
The viewers do. The viewers do. You guys get that 10. Put it in your pocket, save it for next show.
Get that other 10%, the blade.
Fandom has a vampires versus werewolf breakdown and has a tale of the tape. Let's see what their tale of the tape is. Oh shit, I got a whole thing like weapons and all that.
There's that creepy serial killer entering the chat again.
There he is.
All right, so fandom has it as.
How about to settle it, just play Darkstalkers?
What is that?
You never played Darkstalkers?
No.
The Capcom game?
No.
Instead of Street Fighter, it was like all the monsters and shit.
That sounds really familiar. Like I've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah, there was like Morgan. She was like the vampire chick with the bat wings on her.
That's what
on her head. That was Morgan. Then there was the cat. Felicia was the cat chick. Dimitri was the vampire.
What was it called again?
Darkstalkers.
I definitely remember those characters, but I don't remember playing it. I used to get Game Informer though for a long time, so that might be why I recall that.
But I mean, you just have the vampire versus the werewolf, and see who kicks the shit out of each other.
Hey, well, I kind of like this too right here. It says voting battle information on fandom. It says the battle will be a 3-on-3 and will take place in a small abandoned town surrounded by a forest. Voting is a form of points, 2 points for deceptive edges, or 2 paragraphs, or whatever. It doesn't matter. We got the setting. We got the, and it makes sense 3-on-3 because wolves don't roll by themselves, and neither do vampires.
I mean, I was making the assumption that this was a 1-on-1.
It's a gang fight now.
Yeah, if it's a real gang fight.
I mean, honestly,
the best that you would have is if the vampires are well aware of it and they're intentionally trying to fight the werewolves, and therefore they armor up and get weapons. That's the only way they would really be able to do anything. But if it's just what you got and what you come to the table with, they're not winning that battle.
So would you say the odds are about the same? 30% for the vamps?
Yeah. That's what
right. What do you junkers think? Let me know in the comment box here. The live is always playing on YouTube.
Are you Team
Facebook.
Jacob or Team Edward? That's not.
Please do. We want to know. We want to know.
Kind of. Don't get too deep into why.
Well, I really want to know why all recent portrayals of wolves the actor first name is Taylor?
Because they haven't found me yet.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
good.
Thank you. I don't know though. I never really noticed that. Is that
Teen
the
Wolf is coming back out. Well,
There's
it
the
was
show.
Twilight, Twilight, and the show Teen Wolf. On that show, Teen Wolf, there are two actors who are wolves, and their first name in real life is Taylor. And we all know Taylor Lautner from Twilight.
Gotcha, but he was
Shark
a werewolf.
We sure do. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think, in short, it was kind of an interesting episode, but nonetheless, like I told you before, man, the wolf is gonna win.
Always.
Werewolves are the shit, right?
Nah, they're not. Their movies suck.
I'll agree with that statement, but they are the shit, but their representation in media is pretty shitty. Like comparatively,
Unless if you go
vampires
before
have
the
won that part of the battle.
1980s.
Yeah.
I also think if it comes to just one lone werewolf, I think vampires do have the intelligent factor. So it all depends on setting and circumstances.
You had to make an OP werewolf for it to be like, okay, well they'll definitely beat vampires.
I mean, in the very least, it'll always be like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant when he fights that bear. It's gonna be a fight.
Yeah,
Nah, no way.
Comparison.
Because you might be smart, but an animal that's got shit on you's got shit on you, and being smart's not gonna help you stop a big ass paw from your face. Being
a vampire is gonna do better than that.
Presumably, if
you mean
look at
presumably,
because look at pulp culture, do they look like they have any
strength?
tactical ability? They know how to get bitches, get drunk, and do heroin all the time and live longer. That's all.
Anybody can do that though.
That's what they do in these movies now. They don't show that they know shit unless they're super old, and they're not going to be in a forest fucking around with like that, you know.
Yeah, but think about it. If it is a full moon, it would be similar to The Revenant.
That's that's like you got to get that
2 days out of the month.
Yeah, how many full moons are in a year? So if you're gonna go off of that, the vampires got the advantage the majority of the month.
If we're talking about a newborn werewolf,
it doesn't even matter because the full moon's gonna help a new werewolf. But even if you're a veteran werewolf, you got a couple of days out the month to really capitalize on that, and then the rest you're just regular strength werewolf.
Well, what does that mean?
Right? Those are some weird ass vampires.
What does regular strength werewolf mean? I thought that's what we were defining.
What do you mean? What does it mean?
I thought we were defining what a regular strength werewolf was, which is what we were using for this versus.
But the full moon would make him stronger, is what we said.
Right, but if the regular full strength already has him whooping a vampire's
ass.
And
I said no. A regular strength werewolf isn't just gonna wash a vampire.
Wash? No.
You just said from The Revenant, he was fighting for his life.
What you're talking about, just a random vampire going out there, and my whole comparison was like, well, an animal was intelligence versus just raw power and shit like that. Like him being smart and knowing the nature and like what to do with the bear doesn't change the fact that the bear is fucking on top of him, biting him.
Who would win in a fight, a crackhead or a heroin addict?
A crackhead. Are you serious?
Well,
yeah.
And there's your answer. There's your answer.
What?
Are you saying a heroin addict is the moon? Is that the heroin?
The heroin addict is gonna fall asleep.
The heroin addict is the vampire. The crackhead is the fucking werewolf.
Come on. We just said
I can see that.
We just said they run 30 miles per hour and have super strength.
Dre, the H have them leaning though, so vamps they be leaning.
Yeah, but you said that they have super strength and they have fucking powers and abilities that regular people don't have.
Yeah, but we said that about werewolves. We said that they have at least
said it about
30% more. Yeah, but we said that it had more for werewolves. We were saying 1,000 pounds for a vampire. When we were talking about a werewolf, I was saying at least able to fight more.
Yeah, but you just said they're smarter and have more tactical skill. It doesn't matter if they're not as strong. They're gonna use their skills.
Okay.
That was funny though. The
Then
crackhead
instead of
versus the heroin addict.
instead of a crackhead versus a heroin addict, a crackhead versus a meth addict. The meth addict being the vampire.
That's tough because the meth addicts might lose it.
But they might just turn into a spaceship as well.
Yeah, like you don't know what you could expect from a meth addict. They might go berserk.
Like if you ever seen Moonwalker, man, at the end of that trip, he turns into a spaceship, blasts the bad guy.
Wait, did you say Moonraker?
Moonwalker.
Oh,
the Michael Jackson movie.
I've never seen any of those.
If you've never seen that, you should watch
Moonraker or Moonwalker
at least once.
I played the video game.
Yeah, on Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I forgot Joe Pesci is in that movie. He's the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to give drugs to the kids.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Honestly, it has one of the best openings for a movie ever because it has nothing to do with the film. It's just a long ass montage of Michael Jackson from Jackson 5 to like modern day, and it just goes into his most recent music videos for some shit, and it's dope. And then the movie starts. You're like, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
They're saying Michael Jackson's a werewolf when he's not on like in the public eye. Basically,
so right now
turned into a werewolf at the end of Thriller.
Yeah, in the movie. Yeah, exactly. At the end of Thriller, he turns into a werewolf.
True. So he's at least a werewolf, and he's at least a spaceship, and he's at least some sort of Egyptian sand god. We know these.
So that's it. That we have a winner right there.
Because Michael Jackson's a werewolf.
The King of Pop says werewolves are better. Werewolves are better.
Facts.
And instead of full moons, he's obsessed with boys.
As long as they keep breeding, because honestly, longevity-wise through species, I think vampires got it.
I don't know. They're really intended to techno and just being lazy. They were millennials before millennials were born.
All right, but let's just say somebody
vampires like glow sticks.
They clean out their great grandmother's house and put everything in storage. 30 years from now, when everything is to shit, doomsday already happened.
I like your optimism. Thanks, Jay. Your daughter has to live in 30 years.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're just saying fuck it in 30 years. I ain't gonna deal with it. That's why we're here now.
It's like shit, we're all
because
of
that type of
years.
shit.
No, honestly though, just think about it. Something gets buried somewhere, nobody knows about it, and it's a coffin. They're in their fucking petrified state. Wolves don't have that longevity.
They curl up next to a tree.
I mean, we didn't actually really establish lifespan for it, but I guess we're going to say it doesn't. But I would say a werewolf can live exceptionally long.
I would say
because if they can regenerate, then like the only reason why your body dies is because it runs out of the ability to reproduce cells. So if they don't have to worry about that unless something actively kills them, then they should and essentially be able to live forever.
Who, werewolves?
Yeah, because of the regenerations. It makes sense.
All right, y'all doing way too much with the fucking werewolves. They're basically,
I would say at least.
I'm just saying from what we established.
Well,
that's
if
what
you're going
it
to
makes
establish
sense.
that for werewolves, you have to establish that for vampires too.
I thought we kind of already did.
No, we didn't say vampire. We didn't establish a lifespan for either one.
If they're in their petrified state, they can live forever.
Yeah, because we were saying that if they don't have blood, they're still alive. They're just emaciated. But as long as they have blood, they can.
Like you said, but you said we put a lifespan on it, like an amount of time or years or.
I think technically both are. Like if you have ideal conditions, both can be immortal, but both have vulnerabilities that are specific enough that if you capitalize on it, you can kill them. So they're not like traditionally immortal, but they're for all intents and purposes immortal unless you capitalize on their weakness. So like, if you leave them alone, they could perpetuate through history, hence the legends kind of a thing. And then if that's what I would say, because I don't think one's immortal and one's not. I feel like they both are immortal with conditions.
I never changed that.
Based off of the OP kind of ones we're making anyway. Maybe not a basic vampire or werewolf would be like that, but if we're talking like top tier, definitely potentially immortal in that regard.
I can see that. But I still think vampires probably live longer, no?
That's what I always thought would be the case.
Probably just because they don't have to worry about changing. You know?
Yeah, but they got to worry about they got to worry about feeding.
Well, they do have to worry about the sun, though. We did establish that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if society falls apart and they don't have the rest of us to build up buildings, we don't do a great job. This shit falls apart. So they better start digging now, I guess.
I mean, the sun is pretty undefeated out here. They're going to worry about the sunlight forever. Oh, as long as we have a sun to worry about on this planet.
Because so, in the very least, they're definitely going to be here till the sun explodes. We could say that. After that, they're not floating in space. I'm not giving them that credit.
All right, so in a battle, wolves got it, but longevity-wise, in society, vampires.
Also, I'd give vampires pop culture, generally speaking.
What'd you say?
I'd give them, generally speaking, a better pulp culture.
Yes, they do.
Oh, yeah.
That they have going on. Even though I think werewolves are cooler, vampires have better shit. It's just how it is right now.
Yeah, you don't see grown men and women having covens of werewolves right now. In real life, humans that do it. There are human vampire covens. It's pretty.
People need help.
Next week on Talking Junk,
you can help us by donating.
Link in bio.
Link trees in the bio.
We're gonna have actually somebody here that created the show Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives.
We got Guy Fieri coming on.
We got Mr. Guy.
David Page is coming on.
Oh,
okay.
He's one of the co-creators
of he said he created Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives.
All right, what's the name?
He wrote for Food America.
What's
David Page?
David Page. We're gonna go looking at those end credits, bro. Not that you. We just gotta verify, you know.
He's saying he got robbed.
Maybe.
Okay.
He didn't have the frosted tips.
Right?
What?
Yeah, you got. I'll tell you, man. Go to Supercuts. They'll get you frosted tips. That's where I used to go as a kid. They used to put the green glue shit.
Wow, you really had your hair like that?
Yeah, it was in more of a relaxed area as an initial kid.
What?
Yeah. I didn't have to worry.
Wait, what does that have to do with anything?
I didn't have to worry about people making fun of me. Everybody was just like, do what the fuck ever at the time. Danbury was pretty chill when I was growing up.
Well, let's see. You want to be on the next show?
Nate Nathaniel? Is that your real name?
Obviously.
Well, it says not Nathaniel.
What would we talk about next week?
But is his last name not Nathaniel?
The middle name is.
His name is Nathaniel. But he wants you to call him Nate.
So it's not Nathaniel, but it is Nathaniel.
No, it's Nate.
You only say Nathaniel when you're mad at him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
No, but it's like on the birth certificate, it's not Nathaniel, it's Nate.
So
on the birth certificate,
it says Nate, not Nathaniel.
No, it says Nate on the paperwork. It says Nate. See, I told you it's Nate.
I'm sorry.
Not Nathaniel. Why y'all making it complicated for this man?
Look, I apologize, Nate. I'm just trying to do some Abbott Costello type of shit here, sort of, because shout out to them again. Just some who's up first type of, no, not Nate, Nathaniel. So not Nathaniel, it's Nate.
Since we did a versus this week, why don't we do a top 10 next week?
Top 10 titty bars?
Yeah.
No, that's not.
I don't know if there'd even be 10, to be honest. I haven't been to 10.
Boats and boats and hoes.
What?
Boats and promiscuous women.
Boats and hoes. Gotta have.
Because I think we should say that for another day, Matt.
Every time I come, I produce a court.
That's disgusting.
It's productive.
It's gross.
Why don't we do my real name is
Demetrius
Demetrius
DeMarcus. What's Soup real names? Chicken soup, beef soup. It's Campbell's soup. He's a whole brand, baby, not just one flavor.
Cream of mushroom.
Yeah, it would be that though.
Why don't we do
Drip,
top
drip.
10 real haunted accounts?
Accounts? Like accounts of a haunting or like
No, bank accounts.
Collection of future memes. Man, what is wrong with you?
Sounds about right. We could do that. Send them to me in my inbox.
Well, I do like what you guys were talking about before with Jazz, with the old versus new. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, with the remakes, yes.
Doing like remakes and just comparisons of just past movies to newer remakes because they had to remake some of these remakes that were so shitty.
All right, let's get it.
Talk about
When you talk about remakes, we got to be specific because there are a tons of remakes.
Yes,
So
and
Nate,
Nate,
the most recent ones.
We're talking about we're talking about like the main remakes in the horror community.
No,
To keep it Halloween.
Like Evil Dead and the Evil Dead, and maybe shout out Evil Dead 2.
The Thing, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
The thing is
better than the original.
Chucky.
No,
definitely.
No, no. The top what's better, like the remake?
Yeah, for the month of October,
or do you prefer?
We're doing horror theme till Halloween.
Yes, sir. Which I didn't even tell you guys on Talking Junk 2 days before Halloween. So we got to step up our game for 2 weeks from now on this show here because we're talking to Stephen Howley Martin, the great date to talk of. I was talking in tongues there. Which tongues? Because he said it's a great date to talk on the 29th.
Oh, Jose.
He just wrote a book called Witch of Amesbury, the monarch of an advertising dynasty. And he is a direct descendant of a Salem witch.
Ooh. Ooh.
So the 29th we'll be talking to Stephen Howley Martin. So we got to step it up for 2 weeks from now. If we talking about the remakes of horror movies versus the original, next week.
Yes.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
That was poignant.
That was a pretty good catch. The next 2 weeks on Talking Junk are pretty star-studded and interesting. So we got to make it interesting here in the break room. We got to keep everything fresh.
I heard a friendly ghost might be stopping by one episode.
Oh, listen, if Jose's watching, you can't talk about Casper because he gets boners.
What?
The Devon Swa Casper or the cartoon Casper?
Are you gonna suit up for
the Christina Ricci Casper?
The Christina Ricci.
That's the Devon Schwa.
With
yes,
the
sir.
That's the actor that played.
That's my little brother, and he used to jerk off to the Casper movie.
Why you put him out there like that?
Damn.
We gotta do it.
Put him on blast. Like he put himself
To the
on
Casper
to the Casper movie.
That's fucked up.
Damn,
Oh man.
He was like, I'm gonna make Casper myself. I got ectoplasm.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't Christina Ricci that he was
Bro.
you know.
Well, Christina Ricci, I mean.
Everybody, thanks for coming out. Next week, we're gonna have another banger. We're gonna talk about these remakes versus these old movies.
Yes.
And just to clarify, we're not gonna do any sequels to the original movies, nor the sequels to the remakes. We're just gonna do one-offs.
Okay.
The basis originals, the good ones. You know what I mean?
I thought we were gonna go with yours.
I was saying no, I don't know what you mean.
We going to Cherry Street. That's what you're talking about.
Okay.
Huh? What you said?
No.
What you said?
That's what she said.
How you not talking to me?
I'm not your
God,
friend.
I still don't know what I did.
She's talking out loud to none of us, Jay. That's not good.
It's gonna be a horror movie here. If you guys
Got her to smile.
I seen Paranormal Movie, bro. That shit gets creepy.
It does. It does. Well, hold on to your fangs and make sure you don't fucking shave your fur. Next week's gonna be another one.
What? Hold on to your things and don't shave your fur.
We want to see it all. It's gonna start getting freaky.
That's right.
Pull out your hockey masks. Let the dolls loose. Make sure your dreams are haunted.
Because we're gonna talk about it next week.
We're definitely gonna talk about it.
Or in the very least, I'm gonna have some tacos up here just to keep it going.
We might have to have tacos next week again, man.
You may or may not.
Come on, why are you not talking to me?
Jay might
Let's
not be
talk
here next
about
week.
it.
He may not be here next week. If so, we'll be here. And we'll
Right, you're right. I may or may not get shit, man. You're right.
As my phone is on the 2%.
Don't worry.
Your phone's not the only thing about to die.
2.2. What is it? 911. What's the phone number for 911? I think it's gonna be.
Hey, you need to go 411 for information, and then just to find out what's going on.
Don't forget the pound sign, or what's the other shit called? The asterisk. Don't forget that.
Asterisk.
Oh,
help me. She's in the house.
What movie is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom.